I went to my high school reunion looking fabulous. People didn't recognize.
This is a WDAY 6 News Flood Special Report.
And good afternoon, I'm TJ Nelson with this hour's Flood Fight 09 update. Fargo Mayor Dennis Wallaker says he's optimistic about a new forecast predicting that the Red River may have crested and could drop in the coming days. The level on the Red at Fargo Moorhead is at 40.61 feet this hour. That is down from last night's record level of 40.82 feet, an all-time high. The Weather Service earlier said the Red River could crest as high as 43 feet, but forecasters put out an alert this morning that says the river is expected to remain below 41 feet and slowly decrease in the coming days. But a winter storm is expected to hit the region in the coming days. That could change the outlook. And joining us to tell us more about that storm and today's weather, Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Well, there's still a large number of uncertainties regarding the river and the weather, and the two are closely interrelated. This is what we call the hydrograph. This is the river of specifically the gauge in downtown Fargo, and this blue line is the trace of the river. Here was the crest last night at midnight at 40.82, and it has dropped slightly to its current reading, which is hard to read. I realize this is small, at 40.61. That's actually a drop of a little less than 2 inches. So it's not like it's falling off. It's still extremely high and is expected to remain extremely high for the next several days. The weather so far has been helpful because the cold temperatures mean that the snow that's out there has not melted, and with the forecast of snow coming up, that's not likely to melt for a while either. So the weather, for a change, is doing us a little bit of a favor. But the other concern that we've been talking about for a couple of days, is all that water up the Wild Rice River, the North Dakota Wild Rice River, some of that flowing overland into around Drain 27 and Rose Coulee, and that water is still very, very high. And this gauge in downtown Fargo does not necessarily reflect what Rose Coulee is doing. Rose Coulee, in fact, is not dropping right now, and in fact, the Red River itself is still not yet dropping in the far north part of Fargo. So still many reasons to be concerned. Cold weather out there today, not much melting at all. Temperature at 26 degrees. It'll be well below freezing again tonight, with temperatures all around the region below freezing. It is a little warmer down to the south, and there will be a slight change in the wind direction tomorrow as this winter storm approaches. A large part of South Dakota, southwestern North Dakota is under, get this, a blizzard watch for Sunday night into Monday and Tuesday. Much of southern Minnesota under a winter storm watch. Right now, no part of the Red River Valley is under any type of weather watch. It looks like we'll be on the northern edge of the worst of the weather, but snow is still expected around here. Here's my current 6-day forecast. About 32 degrees tomorrow, so maybe a little bit of incidental melting, but it shouldn't really impact the river at all. A pretty good chance of at least some snow on Monday. Even if it were to miss Fargo, it'll probably snow in Wahpeton, so it'll be in the basin. But again, temperatures will remain cold. And then late Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday, this storm system, even if it misses our area, will likely produce some stiff north winds, which may cause some nuisance troubles along the river for flood fighters because of waves that we'll have to be dealing with. The winds will likely be out of the north. But fairly important here is I don't expect the temperatures to be significantly above freezing until late next week, and hopefully by that time we'll get some of these levels down just a little bit. TJ, back to you with the rest of the news.
All right, like John said, the river does remain at dangerously high levels, so keep that in mind. Residents living within the mandatory evacuation areas of Belmont and River-Veely neighborhoods, an update for you. You're being allowed home during day hours to collect valuables and to monitor sump pumps. Each neighborhood includes about 60 homes. Residents are asked to check with law enforcement before going in. As a safety precaution, those residents must leave their homes by nightfall. Crews were at Discovery Middle Schools in Fargo digging up soccer fields today to get dirt for building dikes to protect the south side neighborhoods. They tell us the fields will not be filled back in until this fall. Classes have been canceled in Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead districts all next week. Also, school in Kindred is canceled for all of next week. In Moorhead, work is underway in South Moorhead on constructing a secondary dike on the southbound lane of 8th Street South from 24th Avenue to 40th Avenue South. Traffic in that area will be diverted. A number of roads in the city also have water on them, but the city engineer says that is no cause for panic.
Again, if you recall, that's something that we expected to happen and allowed to happen with the objective of protecting buildings and allowing water to be in the streets at that expense. And essentially that water is river water in most cases. As the river levels decrease, that water will go down.
The city is adding pumps to the storm sewer system. The city's sanitary system, they say, is operating well. Some lifts near the Red River are at capacity or have been shut off in the evacuated areas. West Fargo city leaders updated the public on the Cheyenne diversion. It's currently a couple of inches higher than 97 levels, but operating as designed. They are concerned about ice jams, but believe they won't pose a threat to the community. Levels are dropping in Valley City and Lisbon. A temporary shelter is also being set up at Cheyenne 9th Grade Center for people who need to evacuate.
Where FEMA has asked that we open up a significant shelter that may serve simply for evacuation, could have some level of need for those with hospitalization needs or those with special medical needs.
That shelter at Cheyenne 9th Grade Center in West Fargo should be set up by tonight and can hold up to 250 people. The neighborhoods under evacuation advisories include all homes east of 4th Street South in Fargo between River Road and Lindenwood Drive. Moorhead residents living north of I-94, south of Main Avenue, and west of 8th Street due to sewer backups. Moorhead Country Club Edition and Moorhead homes north of 28th Avenue North, including Oakport Township, due to no water service. And there is an advisory but no evacuation order for people on 8th Street South to South 11th in between 9th Avenue and 11th Avenue South. It's protected by the Woodland Dike, but residents are being urged to be cautious. North Dakota Department of Human Services has made its 2 institutions and regional human service center staffs available to serve the needs of vulnerable individuals impacted by flooding. Last night, the state hospital staff triaged and admitted 21 adults evacuated from Prairie St. John's. The hospital also admitted 3 Manor Care Nursing Facility residents. Families and guardians can call this number, 701-253-3650, for information. The Developmental Center in Grafton is currently sheltering 55 Friendship Incorporated clients. Families and guardians can call 701-360-0574 for information about relatives or wards. And Southeast Human Service Center's treatment professionals are going to the homes of clients who live independently and assisting them to relocate to safer areas. The North Dakota Department of Health says there have been 2 cardiac-related deaths due to flood prevention exertion. There have also been 50 flood-related injuries statewide, everything from serious car accidents and car accidents related to washed-out roads. This morning, Fargo Mayor Dennis Wallaker said one person directing traffic was hit by a car yesterday. Wallaker said the man was in critical condition. Rising water along I-29 is forcing the DOT to detour traffic. The affected area is southbound I-29 near Hillsboro. It's due to water on the interstate by Harwood. Local traffic will be allowed for residents of Grandin, Gardner, Argusville, and Harwood areas. Detour signs will direct you to which roads to take to bypass the flooded area. People are needed in Hendrum to assist in sandbagging operations. Because of the flooding, the recommended route to Hendrum is east from Moorhead on Highway 10 to number 9 north, on 9 to Ada. West on Highway 200 to Highway 75 goes south 2 miles to Hendrum Fire Hall. That is on Main Street. And an update on that fire in Oakport Friday. James and Bonnie Myers left their home Thursday because of floodwaters. Friday afternoon, it started on fire. Because of the flood, crews couldn't get there. The house, as you can see, is a complete loss. The Myers left with a couple of changes of clothes and their dog, and that's it. A fund has been set up for the Myers at any state bank and trust location in Fargo. That is our update for now. Stay tuned to WDAY and 970 AM WDAY and online at WDAY.com for more updates. Good afternoon.
This has been a WDAY 6 News Special Report.
Your community, your news, WDAZ.
We now join the following program, already in progress.
Ah!